Hi everyone, welcome to our video presentation about our lo-fi prototype. So we're gonna create an app about all-in-one inclusive app about COVID. It's from the problem statement. Currently, the Australian government has created a contact tracing app. However, the app lacks other important features like the privacy control, contactless check-in, information regarding the COVID. Although all state in Australia business owner required to keep track and check in everyone that come in onto the premises. Currently, it was done mostly manually before it was uploaded by the place owner to the government website. Hence, most business owner doesn't comply with the current COVID safe protocol. Unfortunately, the government has not developed any contactless check-in app. Thus, the only available option for the business owner is via a third-party application that is created by a private company. Since the public is already skeptical on how the government handle the storing of the personal data, let alone the private company is storing the user identifiable information. Furthermore, information regarding COVID has flooded the internet, making it's even harder to get a credible source of information.
With a vast number of competitors in the market, Australia's COVID-Safe and Singapore's Trace Together are all to be used as inspiration with some of the features implemented in those respective apps. Both COVID-Safe and Trace Together is an app that collects, via Bluetooth, records of other people with the app who have been in close proximity within the past several days. The information remains on the phone until a user who tests positive to COVID-19 consents to upload it. The data is then used to trace the contacts of the infected person. With both COVID-Safe and Trace Together released to the public by their respective home government, exaggeration and fear-mongering used in some social media posts are often telltale signs that misinformation and rumors are being peddled. In this case, it's regarding the privacy concerns with whom installs the app. The privacy aspect of the app consists of disallowing the app to track where you are at all times, as well as encrypting the stored data that is automatically removed after 20 days. Excluding the contact tracing aspect within most of the contact tracing apps in the world, they lack additional features that can be implemented which can be deemed helpful whilst out of the comfort of your own home. Additional features are implemented in the Quaranteam app will be convenient to the users, thus outshining the competitors in the market in that aspect, and can be voluntarily used within businesses, restaurants, and cafes. This is where the Quarantine app implements features such as contactless check-ins, in-app map for hotspots, and testing clinics to say the least. Adding in said features with the help of marketing can improve the visibility scale through directing people's attention and interest towards quarantine.
We have conducted several surveys to better create our persona. Cox is an archetype of our user. He is 56 years old and lives in Sydney. As the owner of a company, the top priority is to keep his employees safe when they are working. Due to his job feature, he is having to move around Sydney even in current coronavirus situation. In order to stay safe, he is looking for a suitable COVID-safe application. The detailed background story we given is to better explain why and how Cox's past turned into present motivation. Technology usage indicates that a big arm of people are not familiar with new mobile system, reminding us to design an easy-to-use application that with simple user interface. And the motivation and technology frustration session help us to empathize with the user. According to the survey, we have listed frustrations that may help us to better meet the user needs. For example, we don't have the navigation for the first time use in the ideation phase, but now we do have it. And the following solutions will come up to reduce the pain point and address the remaining problem. This is how our persona work. Thank you.
For the main hypothesis, we believe our product will help the nation during a time of pandemic by having the app to rule them all. This will be done by having multiple government services available in one place and solving the current privacy issues. And the features it will have is contact tracing, digital ID, contactless check-in, and hotspots, accurate and reliable information on pandemic news updates and restrictions. And these will be measured by conducting interviews with users, by comparing the current technology and comparing the new one, such as our Quaranteam app. And we will be asking users questions after they perform certain tasks or features they use. And all of these features will be measured by interviews, and improvements will be made once we get the feedback. For the sub-hypothesis, we will create informational page about the application, main screen, and help function. This is basically for all of the users. This will help guide the user on what the application is about, display functionality, and help the user navigate the application. This will be measured by numbers of users when users take action and what services they click on. And also at the end of the interaction, they will be asked the questions on how helpful this was and provide additional feedback by commenting. So continuing on to the sub-hypothesis, we will be creating digital ID, contact tracing, contactless check-in, maps and navigation for hotspots of cases. This will be for all of the users of the application, and some of these require the user to upload identification for contact tracing and digital or contactless check-in. The contactless check-in is used to stop the usage of pen and paper check-in. Our product provides digital check-in via the QR code. For maps and navigation of hotspots will be used to scan areas near you, and this will be measured when the user checks in by statistics reported cases. We will also be creating statistics on cases, reliable news, updates on restrictions, and map that will show all the user testing areas near the user. This is mainly created for users that want to be informed and get accurate information. These features will help the user view the current state of COVID, and they will be measured through reported cases.
Because the quarantine is also responsible for reporting clear information related to the COVID-19 to people. There are 4 modules being designed on the main interface, which are mapping, real-time news, review rumors and protection, and COVID-19 knowledge. In the mapping module, when the user clicks on more, a map of Australia will be displayed, and the infected person will be displayed in the form of dots, so that people can clearly understand the situation of the infection in each area. Therefore, people can know how far the infected person is from themselves, and they can take precautions. The second module is real-time news. In this module, people can see various disease-related reports and follow up on the daily situation. Then is reviewed rumors and protection module, where various rumors will be constantly updated, and an authoritative summary of protection will be attached to prevent people from being misled and taking wrong prevention behaviors. Finally, is COVID-19 knowledge, where people can learn basic knowledge about COVID-19, including what disease it is, what are the symptoms of infection, etc. And here is the informational page about the application. It only displays to the new user who is using the application for the first time, to guidance the user on what the application is about. This is where users can upload their details by scanning the ID or manually typing it. Also, when users fill in personal information, we need to present the Privacy Protect agreement to convince and ensure that their personal information will not be leaked.
Avoid hotspots as you go is one of the 2 mapping functions the application provides. This function will notify users of recently recorded COVID hotspots along their trips and advise them to avoid the area. This function would ideally be better utilized by navigation applications, but the choice was made to include it in our app since it's essential and still convenient to a good extent for the users. Statistics on cases provides users with real-time data regarding the pandemic. Combining with a hotspot map and selectable regions, this function allows users to gain an overview of the ongoing situation of the pandemic in real time and potentially allow them to adjust their travel precautions accordingly. News and restrictions updates is essentially a newsfeed, except only important information distributed by authorities are published. It serves partially as a public knowledge base regarding the pandemic, while also providing important notices that could affect the public, such as transport schedule changes and possible restrictions issued by the police. Find your closest testing services is the other mapping function provided by the application. This function aims to direct users who wish to take a test to where they need to be in a rapid manner by showing them on the map the nearest testing services available based on the address they entered.
Thank you for listening to our presentation. This part is optional because this is just to show what we have done and whatever we have put into this project. Thank you. My individual project is about I the one that created the idea and compiled every resources initially.
This is my individual effort during the assignment 1. In addition to the prototype, I was also responsible for organizing group meetings and actively contributing my ideas about the project. Also, I suggest the other members' PowerPoint slides.
For the individual efforts, I have done the user research, individual prototype, and persona. Thank you.